to comply with those provisions of the Sunshine Law by adopting prior to January 10th this year, resolution prescribing the time and location for all regular meetings of the commission. This meeting is one of the meetings listed in such resolution. Copies of the resolution were prior to January 10th filed with the borough clerk.
Need a motion to file the reports, tax collector and zoning official. There is not a municipal court report. Very good. And next we have more health assessment summary presentation.
Amy Henderson Riley is here this evening to do that for us. Amy, thank you for running this day number one and getting this group together. So you know, but go right ahead.
Excellent, thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Amy Henderson Riley. I'm here with Liz Family from the library, and we're here on behalf of the Collingswood Advisory Board of Health. So we're here to report results from the resident survey that we held. So we'll just give a quick summary of those results. So as you know, Collingswood Mayor and Commissioners formally established the Advisory Board of Health in April of 2023, and we're an advisory board, which means we give advice. We advise. And we give recommendations on public health matters that are important to Collingswood. So in order to do so, we deployed a short 5-minute survey that was live for several months this spring. We promoted this on the borough's Facebook page and Town Crier, as well as at the public library that had paper copies. And we wrote the questions together and had the response options to better understand what residents' needs and priorities are. We had 178 respondents. We answered here in the report that I just passed out are more of their demographics. Most importantly, respondents were asked to name what the top 5 priorities were for themselves and their families here in Collingswood. The number 1 priority for residents in Collingswood is public and road safety, which was named by nearly half of respondents. Second, mental health, named by 43.3% of respondents. Food security and hunger, named by around 1/3 of respondents. Racism and discrimination, named by more than 1/4 of respondents. And older homes in the borough and their upkeep, also named by around 1/4 of respondents. So this was very important for us to understand what respondents' needs are and what some proposed solutions are. We had multiple respondents who asked for more information, for example, about the advisory board and how we might go about as a town tackling some of these issues. So as a board, we came up with 4 recommendations for the mayor and commissioners. Number 1, we think we need to introduce the Public Health Advisory Board to the borough via this meeting, but also via borough channels, for example, social media posts or pieces in Town Crier. Second, we'd like to recommend the borough consider options to address pressing public safety and road safety concerns, namely pedestrian safety in the borough.
And to piggyback on that, a lot of that is already being done, but maybe we're not promoting it effectively enough that people don't see that.
Our third of 4 recommendations is to increase communication regarding current public health efforts, such as crosswalk and sidewalk improvements to be ADA accessible, DEI trainings that are happening in the borough, infrastructure improvements, etc. And finally, if possible, we'd like to recommend that the borough allocate even some small funding for future public health programs and evaluations, so we can help to alleviate some of these issues. So that is our report, and we welcome any questions or comments.
Thank you very much. I think there's some things we can do on the communications, especially in terms of newspaper space. We did it into social media, right? And wellness week is what I wrote down, like, you know, other events to try to highlight that you exist, number 1, right? And then also just highlight some of the work that comes out. But no, appreciate you going through it.
Yeah, I'd say not only is this great to kind of give us a sense of what our community sees as support, but it also sort of gives us a mandate in many ways, something to work on, so people can understand that even if a particular individual says, I don't really see the need for that, but your neighbors might. And oftentimes we look at things in the silo of our own life, and it doesn't always capture the community. So I appreciate the advisory board work that you did. I think it's important work, and look forward to finding ways to implement strengthen these things. So thank you to both of you and the entire team.
Thank you. Okay,
Okay, we have the second reading and public hearing of ordinance 1787, amending chapter 163, 227, and 237 of the Code of the Borough of Collinsville.
so this is simply making a couple language changes, basically the word certificate of occupancy in our ordinance had been generically used in ways in which it wasn't a true certificate of occupancy. So we've changed those things to tenant certificates, make them more appropriate and more specifically identifiable to what they're being issued. This is the public hearing on this. Anyone like to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, Al?
Mayor Malley,
Yes.
Mr. Wojciechowski,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
Have the public comment on the resolutions.
So this is any public comment on what the remainder of the agenda items are? Do you have any questions or comments about any of those items? Mr. Kligerman? I don't want to single you out, but. Okay, no, we have none. Go ahead, Al.
Okay, well, appointing full-time police officers to the Collinsville Police Department, John Kirkby and Devoy Schwartz.
So these officers are about to start the academy, where they're being appointed, so they go start the academy, swearing in the, when they, fingers crossed, complete that. Yes.
Yes.
Appointing Derek Moeller as volunteer member of the Collinsville Fire Department.
Yes.
Yes.
Authorizing a shared service agreement with Camden County for street sweeping of county roads.
Yes.
Authorizing a shared service agreement with Camden County for municipal alliance.
Yes.
Yes.
Authorizing change order number 1 for South State for the Harrison Avenue utility project.
Yes.
Yes.
Designation of a property located at block 113, lot 1, more commonly known as 300 Hatmato, as a condemnation area in need of redevelopment.
So this is what was formerly the NJMA service station, right? That's what this one. Yeah, service, okay. It's the NJMA service station down on Haddon Browning Road. It's a gas station that has been empty for many moons now. Has a lot of environmental contamination. We've made it now a redevelopment area. The next resolution talks about authorizing moving forward with acquisition. If necessary, to condemn the property, to take it. The purpose being, we tried to work with the owners that the borough will have a greater ability to get funding to help clean this up. And to try to get it back into a productive use. So that's what this is about, and the next resolution as well. Yes.
Yes.
And authorize the acquisition of a property located in 300 Hatton Avenue identified as block 113, lot 1 on the official tax map.
Yes.
Okay, I have to jump back on what I skipped over, authorizing the purchase of a Ford F-150 Lightning four-wheel drive from National Auto Fleet Group through the National Source Well contract.
Yes.
Yes, and I'll just second, I just want to point out for those that don't know, that's an EV. So that's $75,000 to get an electric vehicle. We've been looking, this is, I don't know, what, our third or fourth vehicle that we have now that's electric charged, and just sort of little steps that we can take. So I'm excited about it. So, yes.
Authorizing the disposal of borough equipment.
Yes.
Yes.
Appointing Lou Vardy as attorney for the planning board on conflict matters.
Yes.
Yes.
The American Rescue Plan Fire Theater Grants.
That's it. So Jeffrey, what was it? Tell us what it was.
That was it's a resolution to authorize to accept $75,000 of grant funding from the DCA to purchase personal protective equipment and decontamination equipment for our firefighters and EMTs.
Yeah, so it's a resolution added to accept some free money from the state for firefighter equipment.
I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And approving the payment of bills as presented by the treasurer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commissioner Robinson?
Look out for the fireworks, weather permitting, on Wednesday. Thursday. We always get the fourth, when Thursday's the fourth. And I just want to thank everybody for all their hard work for the Pride event that we had and for our Juneteenth celebration. They It both went off without a hitch, and it takes a lot of folks to make that happen.
Shalabowski. Good. All right, want to open up the floor? Mr. Klinger, anything? Oh, I'm sorry. Tomorrow. Tomorrow all day at the Scottish Rite is a blood drive going on, the American Red Cross part of the blood drive. Please stop out and support. Summertime's always a rough time for a blood drive. Okay, we're adjourned.
What